Hello friends, welcome to the India Parenting Show. Today we have with us Dr. Fazal Nabi. Dr. Fazal Nabi is a pediatrician, is a director of pediatrics, intensive care and neonatology at Just Look. He's also an honorary consultant at Saifi Hospital. He also teaches postgraduate students and so he teaches medicine to them. Welcome, Dr. Nabi.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Okay, so I would like to know because parents are very concerned about the pandemic and how they should take care of their newborn babies. So can you please share with us how parents should take care of their babies?
See, basically, first we'll start with the newborn babies.
Yeah.
Okay, and the recommendation is like we should continue breastfeeding. Okay, we should not suppose if mom is positive,
Right.
and if she has delivered, whether it's normal or cesarean,
Okay.
and whether she just got positive few days before the delivery,
Right.
and baby test we do it on second day. We don't need to isolate her or a baby. We should continue to handle. Mom continue to handle the baby. Mom continue to take care of the baby,
Okay.
and continue breastfeeding.
Right.
And the thing is, at the end of 1 week or 10 days, mom, because of infection, and she develops antibodies to fight with infection. You know, there is now the new advanced therapy is a plasma therapy. That means patient who got infected, who produces an antibody,
Yes.
we take a blood from the patient and transfuse to infected, badly affected intensive care patients.
Right.
Because they have antibodies that ready antibodies protects or at least reduces the severity of the disease in infected patient.
Right.
In the same way, if mom is infected,
Hmm.
okay, antibodies comes through the breast milk to the baby, and baby is protected.
Okay.
So natural. Okay, so this is a natural way of protection. So
Right.
don't
Right.
stop, discontinue breastfeeding. Continue breastfeeding. That's the recommendation.
Right. In fact, it is all the more important to do it.
Absolutely,
Because baby-
absolutely. It's a very good, more protection for a baby.
Right. So now tell me one thing. Do the babies get tested as soon as they're born, like second day, third day? When do they get?
The recommendation is to do the test on second day, after 24 hours after birth.
Have you
Okay,
found
and
babies getting COVID at the on the second day?
no, when do the test on second day, many of them, almost I can tell you, we had more than 20 positive moms delivered recently,
Okay.
and we never got a positive test in a newborn baby second day.
Lovely.
Yeah, and when then second test we have to repeat on day 7. But when we many of them, mom is fine, baby is happy, feeding well,
Wow.
and we are not treating with any medicine. Many parents they refuse to do again on day 7.
Right.
So a few of them they have done, but their test also turned out to be negative.
Right. So now tell me, what if the mother gets serious? Like, if she has to be on the ventilator or something,
Yeah.
what happens then?
See, whatever the recent reports, whatever we have got from different countries,
Right.
okay, the severity of the disease during pregnancy is hardly any.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And whether it's a first trimester, second or third trimester of pregnancy, the severity is hardly any. And even it's almost asymptomatic or a mild symptomatic, they may not require any medicines. It's a self-limiting.
Excellent.
And we have not seen mom going on ventilator because of disease. Though like before admission to hospital for a cesarean section or delivery, the
Right.
prerequisite of the hospital is to do COVID test.
Right.
When we go for a routine test, that times it suddenly turn out to be positive, and it's a surprise for the parents.
Right.
Okay, we don't give any medicines. We just do routine by taking all COVID precautions, and we deliver whether it's cesarean or normal. And after that, we just observe for 2 days as routine. And if everything is all right, both of them they go home happily. And when they come for follow up with an isolation and everything at the end of 2 weeks, happy parents, happy mom, happy baby, and puts on weight and everything is looks good. We haven't come across with any major complicated. Yes, in children, once if they get infected, we are seeing in only few cases, the post-COVID multi-system inflammatory syndrome. Means children gets like any simple cold and cough, 1 or 2 days fever, it comes and goes away. After few days or few weeks later, again they develop fever, body pains, rash, joint pains. That has a little complicated course that needs an admission and medications. That also after medication, they have very good improvement.
So you're saying that when the children get it the first time, then they're more likely to be susceptible to it the following time. That's what you mean, right? Once they've already got it.
Yeah, is a post-infection immune reaction of the body.
Okay.
Once if infection comes, which doesn't trouble, but the immune reaction, delayed immune reaction, what we can say, they come with a multi-system disease, but we can control it with the medicine, and we hardly seen any mortality because of that.
Okay, so this condition, is it lifelong? Is it just for a few months, for a few days? I mean, should a parent, worried about it?
Basically, this acute infection, what we get is a simple, short-lasting, self-limiting, just few days.
Okay.
The post-infection body immune reaction and presenting like a Kawasaki-like disease or this name given for this condition is a post-COVID multi-system inflammatory syndrome.
Okay.
Those conditions needs little long-term follow-up because they are this condition is going to affect the blood vessels of your body, especially heart blood vessels, any blood vessels, but the most complicated one is heart blood vessels. They are likely to have an aneurysm that compromises the flow to the heart muscles, and sometimes they may have a myocardial infarction.
Oh.
So these conditions we need a follow-up to the echo. We need immediately to control some medicines to prevent all these complications in future.
Right.
So this patient needs a prolonged, long follow-up.
Right. So, like, what is the age for the kids to be, affected by this? Like, what age would you say? Like 2 to 8, 2 to 10? Because people are really worried about below 10.
Yeah.
Now, all the kids below 10?
Yeah, all like even if up to adolescent, what we are seeing is like we are seeing it kids below 12. Okay, and already there's few cases has done. We got it post COVID multi-system inflammatory syndrome. All the cases what we saw is just below 12. Adolescent is less common. Adults rare.
I see.
Adults we have a different rare conditions presentation affecting each and every system, which we don't know in detail. But pediatric definitely we are seeing this kind, but we have an excellent treatment and we can prevent the complications. And they come out of it, and we hardly have any mortality.
I see. Okay, so that's very good. Okay, so now once the baby is born, they are supposed to visit the doctor every month, correct?
But yeah, for vaccination and checkup.
Right, but would you say it's safe for them to be in the hospital, given that the hospital has got so many cases? Any infections is there in the hospital?
Yeah, absolutely. Now each and every hospitals are very well organized. Initially, there was a lot of organizational issues and plus many staff and manpower, all that initially early March ending and April and early May. And now his hospitals are well organized. The staff started coming back to work and patients isolation floors and completely different for COVID and non-COVID patients. And it's become routine now. Last 1.5 months, we are seeing a very easy and free flow of patients coming for deliveries, cesareans, and for non-COVID problems, surgeries.
Right.
Because its staff is very well organized, management is very well organized. Even doctors also got an experience and exposure with last few months. We are not finding any difficulty. I think this is going very smoothly now.
Okay, so that means that the babies are not at risk when they come to visit the doctor for their monthly visits and all that.
Yeah, no, monthly visits, yes. Doctors has his own private clinics. They can visit in their private clinics. Hospital has their consulting rooms. That is completely different from infection. They maintain the social distance, they wear a mask, and plus they screen the patient before sending to consulting rooms. And if patient has some problems, respiratory complaints and fever, they segregate those patients. They send them to different floor and different doctor to observe and monitor.
Okay. So would you give any special advice to parents in these times?
See, basically, one thing is if newborn baby do not even think second time to discontinue pregnancy, continue lactation feeding, continue breastfeeding. That's one. And second thing is practical problems. What we are seeing, if child gets infected, it's very difficult to isolate the child at home if parents are negative.
Right.
Very tough and very difficult. Younger child, especially younger the child, is very difficult to isolate.
Right.
And only better way is like elderly people at home, they should get isolated from the patient. Those negative and they're normal. Elderly people, they should get sub, because those are the adult elderly people with a comorbid factors. They are at risk.
Yes.
Parents are young and they may not have any severe or bad course of disease, and very tough to keep a baby away or themselves keeping away from the child is very tough.
Absolutely.
We have been seeing last few months, and even if parent gets it, we are not seeing any complicated or major issues in young parents. My suggestion here is, if you have a joint family, keep grandparents away from the child, because they isolate the adults who is normal rather than isolating a child, which is difficult.
Right.
That's the second. And the third thing is, maintain a good nutrition, take vaccinations to whatever preventable diseases you can prevent it. Nutrition, immunization, good health, good lifestyle, and plus keeping in touch with your family pediatrician or family doctor, if anything, so that he can advise you, and on telephonic consultations and teleconsultations, they can maintain all those instead of rushing to the emergency rooms, which really has risk compared to what, and consult a doctor, and if required, you have to visit the consulting room.
Right. Okay. So do the babies get the same symptoms as the adults? Like, coughing and fever is what is a normal thing, right? For COVID.
Yeah, I know. The many symptoms baby may not express and complain. Okay. You have a loss of smell, different taste, loss of appetite. Baby children, what we see, and adults has sometimes very high fever and dry irritating cough. We are not seeing all those symptoms. Difficult. Like younger the child, difficult to complain, loss of smell, and he has little very mild cough and dry irritation of the nose if the elderly child. Okay, and now low grade fevers. We are seeing a hardly 99 to 100, 101, very low grade fever for 2-4 days.
Right.
And 2-3 days, then settles down. They have a body pain, but they are very cranky bachus. They don't say the body pain, but they're very cranky, heavy headedness, sore throat, all that, only crankiness and irritability. The difference between the COVID symptoms and non-COVID simple seasonal viral infections, that difference parents should know. One is, if you see in a non-COVID simple flu, what we have a seasonal flu cold infection, usually we have a very high fever on day one, lot of running nose, okay, very cranky, irritable child. Second day symptoms continues, but it's a little better form. Third day is much better. Fourth day is settles down.
Correct.
Okay, these are the things. Starts with the complete severe one. The second, third, fourth day self-limiting better, but starts with a lot of profuse running nose and high fever, cranky child, and that is a normal seasonal flu. In a COVID patients, okay, we don't see a running nose. They have a nose irritation.
Right.
Okay, dry irritation of the nose, and they have a little dry cough, not the wettish cough. Okay, dry little cough. And other thing is they are cranky, very mild form of crankiness, not the bad form of crankiness. Irritable, they are irritable.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, and they continue to have the same severity of the symptoms on day 1, day 2, and day 3. Okay, and then that's self-limiting and stops. But in a viral cold, watering of the nose, symptoms are severe on day 1, moderate on day 2, mild on day 4, day 3, and stops.
Right.
And in a COVID form, sometimes the mild symptoms may stop on day 1, day 2, or sometimes takes 3-4 days. But at the end of it, it settles down with only mild symptoms.
Right.
The more catchy point here is a dry nose rather than wet nose.
Okay. That's good to know. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, once the baby or the child has got COVID, what are the long-term implications for that in terms of lung issues or what else?
Yeah, luckily whatever experience the countries in just last 7 8 months, okay,
Right.
9 8 9 months.
Yes.
So in adults, we are seeing a lung fibrosis, complications, heart issues,
Right.
blood vessels, cholesterol patients getting a thrombosis, clotting in the blood vessels, all those.
Right.
But luckily, we are not seeing those kind of complication in a healthy, normal children,
Okay.
unless until child already has some underlying disease like liver disease, Crohn's and ulcerative colitis conditions.
Right.
Okay, and many other condition which has a chronic illnesses in the children, kidney failure, liver failure. Those patients has a problem with a COVID associated COVID and effect of COVID on long run.
Right.
Okay, but in a healthy, normal individuals with acute COVID, we are not seeing any long course of complications, except that also is very rare incidence, is a post-COVID multi-system inflammatory syndrome. And that you may have a blocked vessels, that is aneurysm developing over period of next few months to years. Okay, months to years. That's why we need to follow up, but
Right.
we can prevent it by taking a good medicines.
Right. Okay. Okay. Excellent. That's all very good to know. Doctor, is there anything else that you think the parents should know about this for babies and kids at this time?
Parents always they are little worried about COVID, viral cold, or something simple. Winter season is coming now.
Right.
Again, there's a lot of confusion. I tell everyone, don't rush for all that medications and everything which is not going to help, like vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc, and all those. We
No.
give him a good news. Yeah, good news.
For the
See
kids,
those.
doesn't help.
No, these all are like those who are already deficit. If
Okay.
your body may, if you have a deficiency of all these, then it will help. If you have already in a proper proportion, that is not going to protect you from anything. These all
Right.
are like a doubtful roles in prevention. Is that there is no recommendation as such. People started taking all these. No,
Right.
you have to maintain your good nutrition. You have to continue your vaccinations so that you can prevent and treat infection, any infection, pick up early and treat it early, and don't rush for too many medication instead of getting suffering from a disease rather than suffering from a side effects of the medicine.
Okay.
Okay, so and plus whole family should be, involve your family doctor, family pediatrician, and take an advice. And many times with the COVID and mild and moderate, we can manage well at home, even for children, neonates, and adults. We
Okay.
stop admitting a neonate children's now, because we haven't seen a complications at all. With our experience, we have now started advising them to be at home and eat well, take symptomatic simple medicine. They get all right after 2 3 days.
Okay.
The anxiety level in the parents is very high on day one. When we talk to them and we are available on mobile, and will try to convince them to stay at home. Once if they stay, they themselves they understand. When
Right.
one child falls sick, then second child may they don't even call us. That means
Okay.
mom has become confidence that she can manage at home. That
Nice,
way.
nice. Very good, very good. That's all very good to know. Excellent. It was great, chatting with you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, doctor.
Yeah,
Most,
no, you're welcome, Nihal. Thank you.
most
Very
helpful.
nice.
Okay. Thank you very much, doctor.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope it's anything, any queries, anytime you can just.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Thank you, doctor. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
If you like our videos, do subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.